Welcome, rising sophomores. Believe it or not, it's time to start thinking about what courses you want to take next year. I know this process is new for most of you, so let's go over what to expect. Obviously today, January 20th, you're here in this information session to learn more about the registration process. You'll have tomorrow, January 21st, to discuss your recommendations with your teachers if it's necessary. Each of you should have received your individualized registration forms with your teacher recommendations already on them. If you have an issue with one of those recommendations or have questions about it, tomorrow is the day you need to utilize to have conversations with your teachers to better understand their recommendations. Then over the weekend, January 22nd and 23rd, you're going to enter your courses from home via Skyward. Directions on how to do this are to follow. On January 24th, you're going to return your registration forms to your first period teacher. This is an example of your registration form. Each of you should have received one that's individualized for you with your last and first name listed at the top, and you'll also notice that the teachers have already made their recommendations for your English, math, science, and social studies courses. For social studies, you'll notice that only the level was recommended, standard, honors, or AP. We're leaving the specific course up to you, but the level has already been chosen by the teacher. You'll also need to fill out lines 5 and 6 with either a fine art, perhaps a foreign language class, a focus area class, or another elective of your choosing. Please notice all the information on the registration form, such as the last day for schedule changes, May 13th, and it has a discussion on there about overrides. At the bottom, it lists information about the Tennessee Hope Scholarship. Please review that. And also the graduation requirements are listed on the bottom right-hand side of the form. If you need a refresher about that while you're filling out the form, it's right there for you. As I mentioned earlier, over the weekend, you're going to input your course request into Skyward. Let's look at the instructions on how to do that.
It is recommended that you use a computer to complete your course requests. Course requests are not available in the Skyward mobile app. To begin selecting courses, students will log into their Skyward Student Access accounts. Course requests cannot be made using a Parent Family Access account. Once you are logged in, choose Schedule from the left-hand menu. Next, locate Course Requests Now Open on the right-hand side and choose the link for Request Courses. You will now be on the Course Requests page. On the left side, you will see Available Courses, and on the right side, you will see Selected Courses. You will also see a search box at the bottom of the page. Use the search box to locate a course. For example, enter ENG into the search box to see all of the English courses that are available. Once you locate the course that you need, select that course by clicking on it, then choose the Add Course button located between the two columns. Your chosen course will now be listed in the Selected Courses area. Please note that the F and S that you will see beside the course names stand for fall and spring. For year-long courses, make sure that both classes are showing in the Selected Courses box. If you accidentally add a course you don't want, highlight it in the Selected Courses column and choose Remove Course. Continue this process until all courses appear in the Selected Courses column. If your school has enabled course alternate requests, you can utilize that feature by choosing the link for View Alternates near the top of the page. Verify that the number of scheduled courses and credits meet the guidelines provided by your administrator. Here is a cheat sheet that should help you find some of your courses. You can typically search for the first 2 or 3 letters of a course to find what you are looking for.
Before you choose your courses for next year, let's do a quick review of the graduation requirements. In order to graduate, all students must meet certain graduation requirements. All students must receive 4 credits of English, 4 credits of math, and they have to take math every year of high school. So a number of students will actually end up with 6 credits of math. All students have to have 3 credits of science, including biology, chemistry or physics, and then 1 other science. Social studies is 3 credits of social studies. Foreign language, 2 credits of the same foreign language. 1 credit of a fine art, 1 credit of lifetime wellness, which was a freshman level class that most of you have taken this year. 1 credit that includes a semester of PE and a semester of personal finance, and then 3 credits in a specific focus area, for a total of 22 credits. As I mentioned before, all students have to achieve 3 credits in a specific focus area. Every high school in Williamson County has a different set of focus areas. Brentwood High School offers the following: television and film production, business management, coding, entrepreneurship, humanities and fine arts, AP, and STEM. If you haven't already started your focus area, you'll need to begin that in your sophomore year in order to fit in all 3 focus area courses. Your freshman schedule was pretty set in stone, but for your sophomore year, you're going to have some courses to choose from. All sophomores take English 2, a math course. Your science options are physical science, chemistry, or physics. For history, if you took a history course your freshman year, you do not have to take a history course your sophomore year. But if you choose to, your options are AP European History, AP World History, or AP Human Geography. If you don't take a history course, you would simply fill that slot with a graduation requirement, and the same for the next 2 slots. They need to be filled with a graduation requirement. Let's talk about some of those options for the additional graduation courses. Some options would include a semester of personal finance, a semester of PE2, a full year of a fine art course. You could either begin or your foreign language requirement, or go into the 2nd or 3rd level of your foreign language courses, or you could continue or begin your focus area courses. I would suggest focusing either on the fine art, the foreign language, or the focus area for your sophomore year, and save the personal finance and PE2 for your junior or senior year. Let's take a look at all the courses offered at Brentwood High School. On the back of your registration form is a complete list of the Brentwood High School course offerings. You'll notice on the left-hand side, it begins with the English courses that we offer, then the math courses, science, and social studies. In the middle are the world languages, and then all the fine art classes that fulfill that 1 credit of a fine art requirement for graduation. Then it talks about physical education. Then on the far right side, it lists the focus area courses under humanities and fine arts, TV and film, business management, entrepreneurship, information technology, STEM, and AP. You'll notice that next to each course listed, there is a number that represents the grade level that's allowed to take that class. Williamson County will be offering some online options for classes for next year. This is a class list for students who plan to remain students at Brentwood High School. You will attend at least 3 classes in our building, but you can also take up to 3 classes online. And this is a list of courses that they're offering for next year. They are going to be offered pending enrollment and teacher availability. If you're wondering if online classes are for you, there is a link here to watch a video that describes what it takes to be successful in an online class. Next, we're going to go over some Williamson County grading policies. Now that you have a semester of high school under your belt and you actually have a transcript, I'm hoping that you have a better understanding of the impact of a standard, honors, or AP course has on a GPA. But I know it can be a little confusing, so let's go over the details. For honors courses, students enrolled in honors courses will have 3 percentage points added to their semester grade. 1/2 quality points will be added to the numerical point value of the letter grade received for a student in an honors course. For AP courses, students will have 5 percentage points added to their grade each semester. And students must sit for the AP exam in order to earn the second semester points. 1 full quality point will be added to the numerical point value of the letter grade received for students in AP courses. Dual credit courses. Students enrolled in a local and statewide dual credit course will receive 4 additional points added to each semester grade. The state requires statewide dual credit students to take the challenge exam, and students must take the final required for dual credit courses in order to get those 4 points. 1 full quality point will be added to the numerical point value of the letter grade received for a dual credit course. For dual enrollment courses, that's open to juniors and seniors only, but those classes will remain pass-fail and do not impact the GPA. Williamson County online courses, those courses are recorded as grades on the transcript, and if it's an honors or AP course, it will be treated the same way as a course taught in the building. Another option for students is to take an online course through an outside vendor, which is a class you would have to pay for on your own. Those courses are also pass-fail, and they are currently offered only through Apex, and they are NCAA approved. If there's an online course that you think you want to take through an outside vendor, Apex, you need to talk to your school counselor because there is an approval process for that. Here's a visual that might better explain or help you understand the impact of standard honors and AP or dual credit classes. You'll notice here at the bottom of this slide, if you were to take a standard class and make an A, you'd get a 4.0 GPA for that class. If the class was an honors class, you'd get a 4.5 GPA for that class. And if it was a dual credit class or an AP class, you would be assigned a 5.0 GPA for that particular class. So I hope that gives you a better visual about how courses are impacted if they're regular honors or dual credit / AP. Now, another thing I want to point out on this slide is how the Hope Scholarship is impacted by our GPA and the Tennessee Uniform Grading Scale. When they came out with the Hope Scholarship, the state realized that not every high school in the state of Tennessee uses the same grading scale. So they had to come up with what they call the Uniform Grading Scale, and it unfortunately is not the same grading scale as ours. You can see that an A, for instance, is a 93 to 100 for the state, and for Williamson County, it's a 91 to 100. So for instance, if you made an A at Brentwood High School and you got a 91, the state is going to give you assign a B to that class and only give you 3 points instead of 4 points. They don't include honors or AP, but they do not take away those extra numerical points that are added to each semester. Now that you have all this information on the impact of your course levels on your GPA, how do you ultimately decide what courses at which level to take? Here are some things you need to think about. First of all, teacher recommendations. They are incredibly important. Your teachers have seen your work ethic, your ability to work in groups, your contribution to the class, your overall performance. They are very familiar with how you're doing and how they think you'll do in the next level of class. So please take a lot of stock into your teacher recommendations. They're very solid. Look back at your standardized test results. If you took the PSAT, that's a great resource for you. It lists if you're ready to take some AP courses, and it's even very specific about what AP courses you're ready to take. So I would review that if you took the PSAT. Obviously consider your previous grades. A's and B's are a good indication that you might be ready for the next level, but C's and lower, you probably need to stay where you are. And again, that's going to also be reflected in the teacher recommendations, but look back at your previous grades. How busy are you? What are your extracurricular activities? Do you really have time for all these honors and AP classes? Please remember that just because the teacher recommended you, let's say just for like 6 AP classes, doesn't mean you have to take 6 AP classes. Remember that each class deserves a certain amount of time devoted to it, and we want you to be able to look back and say, yeah, I was able to give each one of my classes the time it deserved and my best effort. And that may mean that instead of doing that AP class that you're recommended for, you did honors in order just to give yourself a little relief because you're so busy after school. What are your goals? Do you have a particular major that you're interested in college and you know that this class is going to be good for you? Are you motivated? You know, I hear a lot of students about this time of year tell me, I know I was lazy, I know I wasn't very motivated, but next year I'm going to be. I want you to make the decision on what's happening now, not about what might happen in the future. So how motivated are you? Your organizational skills. You know, for honors and AP level classes, you're going to have to be very organized. You're going to have to be able to meet deadlines. That's our next one. So those two things are also very important. So just thinking about all of those specifics about what go into making a decision about course level, you know, just keep them all in mind. I know it seems crazy to talk about diplomas when you're just registering for your sophomore year, but there are some things that could impact the type of diploma you receive based on the courses you choose. So I want to go over that. In Williamson County, we offer 2 honors diplomas. The first one is the Williamson County Honors Diploma. It's awarded to students who have completed the core curriculum and a minimum of 14 credits at the honors or AP level, 4 years of science, and a 3.5 GPA or higher. Credits earned from the middle school will be counted as honors classes. To achieve the Tennessee Diploma with honors, students need to score at or above the subject area readiness benchmarks on the ACT, which currently are English is an 18, math is a 22, reading a 22, and science a 23. There are also 2 distinctions in Williamson County that students can be awarded at graduation. The first one is the Tennessee Diploma with Distinction. Students will be recognized as graduating with distinction by attaining a B average and completing at least one of the following: earn a nationally recognized industry certification, participate in a governor's school, participate in an all-state musical organization, be selected as a national merit finalist or semifinalist, attain a score of 31 or higher composite on the ACT, attain a score of 3 or higher on at least 2 AP placement exams, earn 12 or more semester hours of transcripted post-secondary credits. The second distinction is the work ethic distinction. Students who earn a minimum of 20 points out of a possible 40 on the industry-developed employability standards, as well as a regular high school diploma, shall be recognized in the graduation program. If you have a question about the work ethic distinction, it's mainly for CTE programs, our career and technical program, but you can certainly talk to your school counselor about that. Williamson County students can also be awarded the volunteerism diploma. Basically, the guidelines are that students who voluntarily complete at least 10 hours of community service in each semester the student is enrolled at a Tennessee public school will receive recognition at graduation. So it's 10 hours each semester of high school, and basically students cannot be paid to do the volunteer work. It cannot be work done for a family member. And in order to keep track of these volunteer hours, there is a link at the bottom to a Google Doc. Students will just simply go in and fill out the information each semester. And yes, you can go back and post-date it. That's perfectly fine. And then at the end of the senior year, we tally everything up and we award the volunteerism diplomas to those who meet the criteria. Let's talk about a couple other graduation details in the valedictorian, salutatorian requirements. On the transcript, you'll notice that at the top right-hand corner, There are 2 GPAs listed. One is the Williamson County weighted GPA, which is what's reported to colleges. And then there's the Tennessee Uniform GPA, which is only for the Hope Scholarship. I want to remind everybody that Williamson County Schools does not rank students. So we cannot provide that information to a college or a scholarship organization. On the graduation program each year, we list next to each student's name if they have achieved magna cum laude, or summa cum laude. And you can see here in the middle of the slide the GPAs that are required for each one. For summa cum laude, it's 4.25 and above. Magna cum laude is 4.0 to 4.24. And cum laude is 3.75 to 3.99. So that will be noted with a symbol on the graduation program. For valedictorian and salutatorian, those will be chosen using the following criteria. Students must qualify for the highest Latin system honor, which is a 4.25 or higher. Students must sit for the AP exam for every AP course in which they enrolled, and they must achieve a score of 3 or above on 75% of the AP exams taken. Students have to participate in at least 20 hours of community service above and beyond what's already required for the volunteerism diploma. And students must provide documentation of that to the school counselor. And in the event of multiple students meeting those criteria, then the highest achieved ACT composite determines the valedictorian. Basically, your goals for your freshman year were just to learn how to be a high school student and to find your place here and get involved. Let's talk about some goals for next year. Transitioning to high school can be difficult, so we know some of you spent most of your freshman year just getting acclimated to the high school way of doing things. If you weren't able to really get involved in any activities here at school, I highly encourage you to try to do that your sophomore year. Brentwood High School has a number of academic and non-academic clubs that you can get involved in. Really start to focus on that community service work. Hopefully you've been doing some so that you can achieve that volunteerism diploma that I mentioned earlier. But if not, start to research some services that you can get involved in outside of school. That's going to look really good on your college applications going forward. Continue to focus on your grades. Keep developing those study habits to really build up that GPA. Also focus on exploring your personal and career interests. I know that you guys did U Science when you were in the 8th grade, and I know that they have opened up some more aptitude tests and unlocked some information for y'all, so I highly encourage you to go back to your U Science account and see what's there. And then finally, I just want to hone in on carefully considering your class choices. I know we talked about having a balanced life. I know so many of you are busy with maybe work after school or extracurricular activities, but at the same time you want to challenge yourself with honors and AP classes. Just please make sure that it's a healthy balance between your school life and outside of school life. We want everybody to be happy and healthy and successful. Also, another note about your class choices is that we do hire teachers and we base the master schedule on what you choose right now. So when everyone starts to change later, that can cause a lot of problems. So please carefully consider the level of your classes that you're choosing and the classes that you're choosing. If you have any questions or if you're confused about anything, please feel free to stop in and see me, Ms. Sulzer, your high school counselor. I'm happy to go over everything with you and clear up any confusion. Thank you guys for listening, and happy registration.